I'm on a mission that niggas say is impossible. But when I swing my swords, they all choppable. I be the body dropper, the heartbeat stopper, child educator, plus head infiltrator, cause niggas.
Welcome to Spin That Back. This is Rick.
I'm Eric.
And this is our review of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, the fifth installment in the Mission Impossible franchise, written and directed by Christopher McQuarrie.
Starring Tom Cruise, Rebecca Ferguson, Jeremy Renner, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, and Alec Baldwin.
In this movie, we have Tom Cruise back again as Ethan Hunt. And he's been tracking these guys from the Syndicate, which is revealed in the movie. It's not a spoiler, but it's revealed that they're what they refer to as an anti-IMF team. The IMF is out to save the world. Anti-IMF is obviously out to do the opposite.
It was the shit. The stunts were awesome. Once again, Tom Cruise comes in. He does all his stunts. And you see it on screen when he takes off on that plane. It's like the very beginning of the movie. It was intense. Tom Cruise was awesome, but I think one of the best parts of the movie was Rebecca Ferguson. Her character was the shit. I think by far the best female character in the entire series. Her action scenes were very well done, and she was a really big part of the story.
Like you said, up to this point, like really hadn't had a female character in the franchise play this big a role. And Rebecca Ferguson came with it in this. Like she was fucking awesome. You'll probably be seeing her in a few more movies after this one. She's gonna catch a lot of attention. She was really great. Really hadn't been in anything big before this. They have a great cast, so for her to stand out, I mean that says a lot about her performance. The Mission Impossible movies is always the big flashy set pieces. This is right up there with it. Christopher McQuarrie, he came with it on this. His directing was fucking awesome. When Ethan jumps into like that funnel of water. Like when he's driving that BMW down like the little alleys, and then the motorcycle chase that you see like in the trailer, that's just one long action sequence. That's like a good 20 minutes, something like that.
Wow, yeah, it's intense though, because especially that underwater scene. I don't want to spoil much, but the whole time that they're in there, it's like intense. And then from there, you got the car chase right after, and then right after that, you got the bike chase, and it's just like nonstop for that whole like chunk of the film is all action, and it was the shit.
And Tom Cruise shows that he can hold his own again with the stunts, risking his life out there. He does like all his own driving stunts in this movie. Obviously, you see him hang off the damn plane at the beginning of the movie. And I mean, he shows that, you can love him or hate him. I mean, you can't say that the guy is not dedicated, that he doesn't give his all, like every single time out. And especially in this franchise, I mean, he's the producer, so he takes this role especially seriously, and you see him out there. It makes that much more of a difference when you see somebody jumping off a car or like driving a motorcycle. When you see that it's him driving, like it makes the movie that much more intense. On top of all those great action sequences, there's a slower, more tense scene at the Opera House in Vienna, filmed on location, and it was fucking awesome. It's just like
shit. It was really good.
It's like one of those. It was more tense, say, like in the scene when they're breaking into to steal the necklace from the first movie. Really well directed, because there's a lot going on, but you know exactly where everything is placed at. Like you never get lost.
Fuck, like Terminator.
Yeah.
Take the set pieces from all of them. I think this one probably had like the most
consistent ones, I guess.
Yeah, like that whole scene, and then like that huge chunk in the middle. It was amazing. I think this is probably my favorite one as far as set pieces go. I think this probably had like the better ones.
It's not a perfect movie by far. So like, what were some of the cons that we found?
I think towards the end of the film, well, I guess it kind of ties in with the villain as well. It just kind of started dying down, because after like those big set pieces, kind of seemed to slow down, and like the climax at the very end.
I think they kind of blew their load after like that long action sequence.
It wasn't as good, but I mean that doesn't take away from the rest of the movie. The movie was awesome.
Yeah, I guess like my other nitpick also from the franchise as a whole has been the villains in the movie. The guy that played the villain in this one, I don't even remember his name, but I mean he was good, but I think if they could have gotten like a really like, it doesn't have to be a big name actor, but just like somebody a little more well known, I think it could have brought a little more intensity to that role. We saw, with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Fuck.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, it's an in joke that we have. But and then John Voight from the first one played the best villains in the franchise so far. Even though like their characters didn't have like there wasn't a lot of meat on the bone on their roles, but they made it work. I think part of it was because they're great actors, and I think in the other three movies, the actors have been like kind of mediocre to just okay. That's how strong the franchise is. that it can still get by with, like, you know, just an okay villain, and it still makes the movie work. Another great entry into the franchise, and my hat's off to Tom Cruise. Another great movie, and I give it.
Tom Cruise was the shit. Rebecca Ferguson, I thought, brought something new to the franchise with a strong female character.
Hopefully they'll keep a female character around this time in the movie.
They got to keep her. She was really good.
She was
in this
really
one.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got to keep her. But yeah, this movie was the shit. I give it.
Tight, yeah.
Yeah, drop us a comment down below. Hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
When the MCs came to live out the name, to your and to perform, some had to snort cocaine, to act the same before he rocked it on. Now on with the mental plane.